Why do you think the southeastern youths are so reluctant on joining the army?
The reasons are very obvious.
Which are?
You call them IPOB and terrorist organization, and you have killed them in numbers.
Who killed them?
The Nigerian military.
Killed Southeast youths in numbers?
Southeastern youth, yeah. They are in the Southeast as an army of occupation. And every youth they see in sight is shoot at sight.
In the Southeast?
Yes. This have been
are the governors aware of this?
Of course, all of them are aware. All of them are.
And what are they doing about it
especially
if this story happens to be true?
Especially that of Imo State. In the local government of Hope Uzodinma, you can hardly see any young man there. They have all run away or they were killed. So when you have been doing all this type of underhand dealings with the Southeast, why do you think their youth will be very happy to join the army? Their belief is that you are going to finish them. What you could not do with this, all this, what do they call it, insecurity, you now want to finish them with the military.
But Barrister, there is a belief, or some quarters will say that the reason why there is so much military presence in the Southeast is because of the insecurities happening there by the unknown gunmen.
It was deliberately created. You know, when you want to hang a dog, you give it a bad name. What is the reason for the insecurity in the Southeast?
You said insecurity in Southeast was deliberately created.
It was.
By whom?
At least we have had Asari Dokubo and his group. They are telling us what the agreement they had with the federal government. So what did
Asari say they had?
He said he has a contract to be killing the Igbos.
He said
that. He even mentioned the area where they were operating and all that. That his boys are the ones, the unknown gunmen. So, I mean, by the way, what is the reason for insecurity in the Southeast? What is the problem there?
What is the reason for insecurity?
That is what we should be asking the federal government. Initially, we claim it was Simon Ekpa. And we all cried that Simon Ekpa should be brought down. And
he has been in custody. So
yes,
let me ask you, as someone who is from that region, of course, you'll be getting information from that region. Has the rate of insecurity by the unknown gunmen reduced since Simon Ekpa has been in custody?
It has reduced, not because of Simon Ekpa per se.
Okay.
It is because the Southeasterners have devised another means of checkmate this, because the outright killing on the streets of the Southeast are reduced. But the Fulani herdsmen are still rampaging in the bushes and farmlands. They are still there. So
in the Southeast region, we saw women protest in Enugu State.
So all those things, who created them? Are they Southeasterners? Is the federal government not aware of what these people are doing? Why did they allow them to be carrying guns and be killing people? And when anybody wants to stop them or retaliate, the person is arrested, while the attacker is allowed to go free. So when you see all these things, are you not supposed to know that something is wrong somewhere?
But Barrister, if the youth of the Southeast lack interest in joining the army, which is the military, we'll hear them all the time, most times complain about being the minority in political appointments. We hear them complain about marginalization all the time. We know that it is the northern region that has the most populated people in the military, Barrister Darlington. Because that shouldn't that, or I'd say, isn't that an advantage to the northerners, that they have majority in the military? So joining or certain regions trying to stabilize the numbers and leveling the numbers, isn't that an advantage to that region?
My dear, the military is no longer in vogue.
You think so?
They are not. The whole world have come to shun military administration or dictatorship.
But Barrister, it's not about military administration. It's about sovereignty. It's about protecting. For peradventure something happens, your people in your region has certain numbers.
We are not lacking people in the military.
Okay.
You and I know that.
But the army is saying otherwise, Barrister.
Because they are looking for some people to make up for the number that they have slaughtered in the war front. If the insecurity in Nigeria is wiped out today, I mean, the Igbos will be very happy to join the military, but with what the northern leaders
So
are
Igbos
doing,
are scared to join the military
not just
because they
scared.
do not want to be at the war front
No,
of
no,
the
no. You know that
insecurity bedeviling the
you
country.
know that the Igbo man is never afraid. You know that.
Barrister, you know why I had to mention this now? Because over times we've had cases and scenarios where people from certain regions says that when they get employed to the military, they send them to the very toxic, I would say, war-prone or insecurity-prone areas, which are the northeast and the northwest. Like you are from a certain area, like the south and southeast. They send those people from that region back to the northeast and northwest. People are saying that shouldn't be fair. It looks like it's the same thing with the same case with the NYSC redeployment, where people from south goes to the north are redeployed to the north and people from the north are redeployed to the south. But some quarters are saying that it is only fair, or it will be fair for you to be in your region. Do you share the same thoughts?
Of course. Since everybody is aware of what the north are doing, there will be suspicion. They are not sincere, especially northern leaders. They know that they are the cause of this insecurity, so they are looking for somebody to play the cannon fodder. People they will use as scapegoats to go and die for them for a work they created. Since it is their children and their youth that are the cause of this war, let them sort it out.
Is it war insecurity? Okay, it's a war on terrorism.
It's war. It's war. In fact, it's more than a war. So since they know the source and the promoters, let them sort it out. You don't ask me to bring my children to go and die for your war. That is the real reason why the Southerners or the Igbos are not keen.
All right, Barrister.
Especially in this period where there is terrorism is very high.
In the northern part
and
of the country.
as a matter of fact, they won't even allow them to do the job. When you are attacking them, you are attacking these terrorists and killing them, you become a target, you become an enemy. We have seen it happen. That that fighter pilot from Yoruba land, that lady, what happened to her? What happened to her that she was just killed like that? Because they say she was killing Boko Haram, in numbers in the war front. A lady fighter pilot. So that will tell you what is going on. They will not tell you, but already people are aware. We know. Everybody knows. Even the people that are already there. I remember when some soldiers from the southwest resigned in large number under Buhari. They left the military in large number because of what they were, doing there. So it will be difficult to, not just the Igbos, I'm sure the southwest too. They are not very keen in joining the military.
All right, Barrister, quickly, let's just dwell a little bit on insecurity before we move to what the president, the U.S. court is saying about our president. A retired Rear Admiral Bitrus Atukum, retired, has criticized, a former military governor of Plateau State, of course, has criticized the federal government on the way they are handling the insecurity in the north central region, that is the Plateau State and Benue State. A whole lot of number of people have died over the weeks in that region. And he's saying that the federal government is handling the case with kid's glove, that they have to tighten their seatbelts and do something more than they are doing now. What do you think the federal government could do more in the north central region, especially Plateau and Benue State?
I don't think they will do more than they have done already, because they are complicit in this matter.
The federal government?
Yes. Benue was the first state that created vigilante outfit, during the time of Buhari. They were the first. It was legislated. The state assembly gave them a backing by establishing them under the law of Benue State. But what happened? The first IG of police under Buhari, Idris, he came and disbanded them and collected all their guns
and it was working for the state then. They were able to curb the attacks
because of the achievement they made. The people involved, they did not like it. They went to go and disarm them. And immediately these terrorists who claim to be farmers or headers now came and started dealing with the Benue people. So it will be difficult because the federal government have refused over the years to give these people, they talk to them in the language they will understand according to Buhari. So religious and ethnic sentiment is playing out here. As long as they are Fulani terrorists, they are free to carry gun and kill anybody, and nothing will happen. We have seen it over and over again. How come they will go to a particular area and kill everybody in that village? And I'm talking to you now, they are occupying villages in Plateau and Benue. Occupying villages after killing all the villagers, and some of them ran away. They now took over their own household. And the federal government is aware, yet they are not doing anything. Not even to go and ask them, what are you people doing here? So when you see all these things, what other evidence are you looking for? That the federal government is complicit in what is going on. Both under Buhari and under Tinubu. They are all complicit. Meanwhile, they swore to protect lives and property. To make matters worse, these are foreign terrorists in Nigeria. Foreign. They are not from Nigeria. They came from outside here to kill Nigerians and take over their homes. And you are telling me that people should join the army, Abi?
All right, Barry, that was the concern of the military. It wasn't my concern.
I know. So they should talk about that thing that the Igbos need.
All right, Barry, let's go to the U.S. court verdict concerning our president. There's a verdict ordering FBI to release President Tinubu's 1993 drug records. It's been all over the news. You discussed it on a breakfast show this morning. You shared a divergent view with other analysts in the studio. However, Atiku is saying that Nigeria does not deserve a leader with a tainted past. Barrister, let's start off with that. Do you share the same thoughts with Atiku?
That has been the concern of every Nigerian. If you are truly a patriot who loves Nigeria, you wouldn't want such a president.
But the presidency, by the way, is saying that there is nothing new about this judgment, that it has been in public over the years. However, the only thing that has been in public that people know about is the IRS documents that shows that there was a certain $400 and something thousand forfeited, Barrister. But the reports of the FBI and the DEA has never been in light or in public. Nobody knows. So the date the date that the court gave the order for it to be in public is May 2nd. Nigerians are looking forward to what is going to be unfolded on that day. Perhaps the president, there may be nothing that would tie the president to any of these allegations.
There's a lot too, because you remember when they wanted to release it, countdown to 2023 election. He went there and pleaded. He did everything to stop them from releasing it.
He said it was a breach of his privacy.
So if there was nothing, why are you now saying they should not release your personal details? Are you telling me that Tinubu have a clean record in US and he's doing everything to block the release of those documents? He has indicted
So
himself.
now that the court has ordered that the documents should be released, because during former President Joe Biden's administration, the court, I don't know what happened then, but some people said there was a political play or undertone that came to play at that point, because they restricted the court restricted those information from being public. So it looks like a new administration has come. Donald Trump is in power. And a lot of Nigerians, even before Donald Trump got into office, have been speculating, or there have been speculations that these documents may be released when Donald Trump comes into power. And we've seen it come to happen.
No, you see, there is a lot about Tinubu. This document is not even the only this thing. The issue of, what's it called now? The scandal about Chicago. Oh, you are talking of drug and
the alleged certificate forgery.
Those things, and then the identity theft of State of Virginia Social Security number. When Tinubu have never lived in that state. These are weighty.
Barrister, help us break it down a little bit.
The thing is that with Donald Trump now, they are going to extort so many things from Tinubu.
Things because, like what?
Our secrets. Because remember, the FBI asset or CIA asset is still there. Good. They will extort so many things from us, including our heritage, our mineral resources, our assets.
So you think this is a plot or a ploy of extorting
course, because as I talk to
country?
you now, the Donald
So
Trump,
you are saying there is going to be a bargain on the table?
of course, because
with this revelation,
somebody have gone to France to go and meet Tinubu, who is Donald Trump foreign policy whatever. And this man, the son, is married to the one of Chagori's good.
Yeah,
so,
Trump's, we know that Trump's daughter, his second daughter is married to one of Chagori's
good. So you can see the connection.
Lebanese,
and these are Tinubu's business associates. So you can see the connection. So a lot of deals are going to be made, and that will include you and I, our assets, our secret as a country. FBI and CIA, they will get it from Tinubu. And Tinubu is ready to do anything to remain in office. So
you're saying there is going to be a deal on the table, and maybe by 2nd May, we're not going to see any information come
It's more
public.
than possible, but because they told you that it's their active assets. And so they wouldn't want to disclose the, and I don't know why that should come up. There's no assets, there's no active whatever, except that they want to continue to make Tinubu as much as they can. That's just the only thing they're getting from him. Apart from that, what else? As a president of a country, where does he have the time for spying on other nations? He doesn't have the time to be spying on that. So as to
you're talking about the alleged CIA assets.
Yes. So everything he's doing is all about.
But it's alleged. It may not be true.
But if it is, then why don't you allow them to release it? Why you always make each time they say they want to release something, you see frantic effort here and there to block it from being released? Why? No, tell me. And for the CIA, it's like they are not as sincere as they claim. They use Osama bin Laden against Afghanistan and all the other Eastern Bloc ideologies. They use what is that is the name? Saddam Hussein in Middle East against Iran and other terrorist group there. They use so many other people. At the end of the day, what happened to those people? It was the same people that brought them down. So Tinubu should be very careful.
They are also linked to the US aid, you said, being linked to terrorism in sub-Saharan Africa. CIA was fingered in that accusation.
So they are not a nice person to do business with. Tinubu should know that. They are protecting him now because he's in office.
But if they are protecting him, why would they want to release this information, Barrister? It's contradictory.
No. They wouldn't want to release it. It's just there is this glamorous response or whatever that says that the Secret Service can say yes or no to any document that is with them. They will accept or they will refuse to release
it. It is the FBI and the DEA that they have ordered to release documents. However, that of the CIA, the informations of the CIA still remains secret. The court did not rule for that of the CIA.
It is one step at a time. That active assets.
The CIA information might be very classified that they wouldn't want.
No, if you go to court and make a demand, they will not look at it. This one is what they ask for. It's one step at a time. Like that of social security number theft. Nobody have talked about it up to tomorrow.
So Barrister, before we round off now, all these accusations, some allegations, court orders here and there, left, right, and center, how does it place us in the international scene?
My dear, we are finished as well as that. Remember when this certificate broke out? All our kids and kin who have been working in Europe and America over the years, they started reviewing their certificate. Was it not a fact?
It was.
So
especially in UK.
In the UK, yes, they started reviewing all their
nursing licenses.
And then any Nigerian that traveled that time is taking special interest, you know. The security at the airport will take them aside for thorough screening and all that. So it affects also. I mean,
so you're saying they are going to view Nigerians through the lens of the stories happening.
Of course. Coupled with what the man at Niger said, that Nigeria have become a terrorist sponsor. The
military leader in Niger.
In Niger, you saw what he said. So, I mean, is it not obvious from all that you have seen and heard about Tinubu? Eh? My dear, I don't know how Nigeria got to that level. I'm not joking. Because there's nothing that you can say for sure about Tinubu. I mean, something very decent, something very clean. You know, from the beginning to the end. Everything about him. Eh? Everything about him. Nothing to write home about.
All right, Barrister, still dwelling on what's happening in Nigeria. A Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka, has condemned the ban of Idris Abdulkarim's music. We're going to wrap up with this. Tell Your Papa or something like that. NBC has banned that music, and that music is about criticizing the president. So it looks like we've gone back to the time of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He also banned Idris Abdulkarim's music, then Nigeria Jaga Jaga, if you remember. So we're in democratic system of government, but the sending voices are being, brought down or are being banned, or you're not allowed to speak up, or you're not allowed to say anything or criticize the government in power. What is the essence of democracy, Barrister? In 1 minute, and we'll wrap up.
To make matters worse, Tinubu told us that he was the one that invented democracy. Eh?
He fought for democracy during the time of medical days.
He fought for it and all that. Now you can see the diary of a Democrat.
We also have military rule in Rivers State, so it looks like we're sharing a parallel form of government where we have a military in one state. In other states, you have democratically elected
I said that thank
governors.
God this is happening under Tinubu. So those who supported him and those who are still supporting him, I feel sorry for them, because I don't see how anybody will see all this and they still claim that Tinubu is doing the right thing. This is an assault on democracy now.
Barrister, by the way, in Rivers State today, people are protesting that they like the military rule and they support the military rule. You know, over last weekend, or over the past week, we've seen protesters, women come to protest against the military rule. So today, people have come out to say, no, we want this military rule. It's good for us. Are they sponsored?
I mean, do you know?
Do you think they are sponsored?
Do you need anybody to tell you that they don't even know what they are protesting for? Those people, you don't know what they are protesting for. Anyway, I thank God the Niger Delta militants have woken up.
About what Tompolo said, that Kubara is going to come back. But Tompolo is the person who has a contract with the federal government, Barrister.
So
I wish we have time to talk about this, but we're running out of time.
It doesn't stop him from saying the truth. Yes. They can't remove that contract from him. That means the war will now escalate.
You think so?
Yes.
But other militants have not done anything. We heard them, flaying fire and brimstone if there happens to be a state of emergency in Rivers State. But since the beginning of the state of emergency, they've kept mute, or they've kept mum.
I said they have started. Men, they have woken up, plus other militant groups. Over the weekend, you heard what they bombed. The major pipeline that they bombed over the weekend. Are you not aware? We discussed it now.
I am aware.
So what are you saying? They are even saying that more is coming. So, I mean, it's obvious. So by the time the chiefs are done, anybody supporting this military thing will find his or her way. Right. Because if you stand on the way, they will crush you.
We'll keep our eyes on that and tell you how, give Nigerians the information as the news unfolds. Thank you so much once again, Barrister, for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Barrister Darlington is some in-house analyst and of course a legal practitioner in the building. We'll go on a short break and return with more stories. Don't go nowhere.